You ever throw a peaceful floating party and end up nearly getting arrested for federal fraud? No. Then you've clearly never lived next to someone like Pamela Warwick. So picture this 25 of Ryan Caldwell's closest friends. One big pontoon boat. Cold beers clinking in the cooler. And the lake sparkling under the afternoon sun like nature was showing off. Classic rock was humming. Laughter was flowing. And honestly, it felt like the kind of Saturday that makes all the HOA fees in the world seem almost worth it. Then, bam, here comes Pamela. Hair helmeted into place, heels sinking into sand, eyes blazing like HOA Terminator. "What in God's name do you think you're doing?" she shrieked, like Ryan was dumping toxic waste instead of floating 6 beers deep with a Bluetooth speaker. And of course, she calls the cops. Not a cop. Her cop. Officer Powell shows up, all tired eyes and weary sighs. "Ryan, I gotta shut this down," he mumbles, writing a $200 ticket for disturbing the peace. Pamela smirked like she'd just personally saved America. Now, Ryan's not new to HOA drama. But this time, it felt different. 2 days later, yellow flyers show up around the neighborhood. All lake activity must be HOA approved. Yeah, she actually tried to privatize a public lake. And then came the emails, anonymous messages warning about drug activity at the gathering. Neighbors stopped waving. The Saturday barbecue invite got postponed indefinitely. But see, Pamela made one tiny mistake. She underestimated how much of a nerd Ryan really was. And this man, he backs up everything. That night, digging through bylaws, Ryan discovered something incredible. Lake Silverpine was federal property, not HOA, not Pamela's, and definitely not under Rule 17.3b. The lake belonged to the people, so Ryan applied for a permit directly from the Federal Lake Authority Director James Hargrove himself. By Friday, he had it in hand, signed, sealed, federally approved. It felt like holding a silver bullet. The HOA meeting that Monday was packed. Pamela stood up like she was about to send Ryan to exile. PowerPoint glowing behind her. Dramatic fonts. Blurry photos of the boat cropped to make it look like a rave. "Certain individuals," she hissed, "are threatening our community's peace and safety." Then came her line, "Lake Silverpine is under strict HOA oversight effective immediately." And that's when Ryan stood. Didn't raise his voice, just pulled one piece of paper from his jacket. "Actually," he said, "this lake's under federal control." He held it up, Director Hargrove's signature clear as day. Pamela's face, ghost white. Then Susan, yes, that Susan stood up. Quiet neighbor. Fined $500 for a tree branch once. She pulled out bank documents. "Pamela's husband has $1 million contract with a waste company, dumping in our lake," she said, voice trembling but fierce. The room erupted. Turns out Pamela's lake crusade wasn't about noise. It was about hiding those rust-colored barrels Jake saw near the eastern shore. Illegal dumping. Protected by fake rules. Covered by fear. And Ryan. He just torched the whole scheme with a single sheet of paper. So here's the question. What scares an HOA tyrant more than a pontoon party? One guy who knows the rules better than she does. If you've ever dealt with a Karen-in-Chief like Pamela, drop your story in the comments. Is your lake actually theirs? Or are you just one permit away from taking it back? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and always, always back up your files. And maybe your freedom too.